10.
Welcome to the pool draw for the Emirates Airline Dubai Sevens leg of the 2018 HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series, which will be played on the 1st and 2nd of December 2017. My name is Douglas Langley, the series director, and assisting with the draw we have Dubai's tournament director Jim Fitzsimons, and we also have Rob Vickerman, ex-England Sevens captain and current series commentator. The first ranked teams in each pool have been predetermined and taken from the final rankings of the 2017 Sevens Series. So heading pool A, we have South Africa. Heading pool B, we have England. Pool C, Fiji, and pool D, New Zealand. So we'll start the draw now for the second ranked teams for each pool, and these are the teams that were ranked 5th to 8th from last year's series. So if you would take the red bag, please, Rob. And Jim, if you take the ball out and show it to the camera. So joining South Africa in Pool A, we have Canada. Joining England in Pool B, we have Scotland.
Ooh.
Joining Fiji in Pool C, we have Australia. And joining New Zealand in Pool D, we have USA.
Oh, tasty.
So now we will draw for the third ranked teams in each pool, and these were taken from the seedings from last season, 9th through to 10th, 11th and 12th placings. So joining South Africa and Canada in Pool A, we have Kenya. And joining England and Scotland in Pool B will be France.
Ooh. Six Nations.
And Wales will join Fiji and Australia in Pool C. And joining New Zealand and USA in Pool D will be Argentina. So now we go to the fourth ranked teams in each pool. These will be teams that were ranked, the bottom three ranked teams from last year's Sevens Series. Sorry, the bottom two teams from last year's Sevens Series, plus newly promoted Spain and the invitational team, which will be Uganda. So joining South Africa, Canada and Kenya in Pool A will be Uganda, who have been invited as Rugby Africa champions from the recent Sevens Championship there, and will also be joining us in the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2018 in San Francisco next July as a qualified team from Africa. So newly promoted Spain will join England, Scotland and France in Pool B.
Yeah.
And Russia will join Fiji, Australia and Wales in Pool C. And joining New Zealand, USA and Argentina in Pool D, we have Samoa. Thank you to Jim and Rob for their assistance, and that concludes the draw for the Emirates Airline Dubai Sevens.
Well, just digesting the groups as we can see here, fantastic draw, well balanced as ever. But first and foremost, let's talk about why these teams are at the top. All eyes on the first draw here, looking at South Africa, the most dominant series ever known, winning 5, runners-up in 3. They obliterated the series last season. So there's a lot of pressure on them to perform, with a few players having gone into 15s to come back into the world of sevens. Really looking forward to see how they're going. As well as England, who did well to win 2 tournaments, beating South Africa in 2 of them. Really showing that they're a team that have got that stability. This time last year, we were talking about these 2 teams having the most stability going forward, where there was a lot of change post-Olympics. But certainly the year for these 2 teams to shine. Now, it's not ever common in the world of sevens rugby to be talking about Fiji and New Zealand not necessarily winning a lot. But they are 14 tournaments without winning a tournament, New Zealand. It's a staggering figure for a team that previously would have been very dominant on the series. The top tier, as ever, competitive, but what we're seeing year on year in the World Sevens Series is how the following tiers really do stack up. The second row now offering some serious talent. The Canadians, a developing team, winning the Singapore event last year was significant, as well as Scotland doing as well as they always seem to do in London. So a lot of confidence in the second tier, complemented by the bottom 2 tiers as well. Looking at it, it's going to be a very interesting flavour of the European sides going at each other, certainly with the Six Nations on horizon post-Dubai. A lot of, at times, brutal games between England and Scotland specifically, so really good to see how that's going to go. And most importantly, worth mentioning now also, Ben Ryan on a contract with the French Rugby Union team. So lots of intel and insider information there, I am sure. As well as on the Pool D, the thing you get with those teams is the physicality, sheer physicality shining through. Dubai, a chance for people to see how their pre-seasons have gone and fly into each other with some serious energy. Now, it's worth stating as well, on the right-hand side of me here, we can see the women's pool draw for Dubai and how it's looked. Now, just to explain a different feel of this draw, it's a snake format. Taken from the Olympics, the top 12 teams are seeded, as you can see, ranging from first seeds New Zealand all the way down in a snake manner, ending with South Africa as invitational teams. So talking about this series really does fill me with excitement. The women's game has grown significantly. Anybody that saw the World Cup coverage from the 15s world know just how powerful New Zealand are. And conversely, as to their male counterparts, they had a staggering season. To say that they lost just one game in 30 shows how significant they performed last year. And actually, Australia, usually the competitive team, the team that won the gold medal at the Olympics, weren't able to compete with the sheer brilliance that New Zealand had throughout the series. However, there's two caveats to explain here. Canada have now got 25 women full-time in their campaign, which makes them a significant threat for the other two teams, as well as also England now declaring that they have got a full-time squad, bringing back their 15 stars to really fly into the game of sevens. And with that, some serious names, Emily Scarrett, Heather Fisher, backing that drive. The thing you're going to see within this series is a lot more competitiveness across the board. The 12-team format making sure there really is no easy game, and certainly looking at third tier there, just how prominent they are as performers. The Irish are developing so well in the women's game, and it's really splendid to see such competitive names and teams in this format. Now, it's worth stating also that there's excitement for men's and women's, and we look forward to be joining you all at the HSBC World Series taking place in Dubai first up. Deathly silent room there. There he is.